RVs Gone Wild.
Well, hello everybody. We are back for number 16 of RVs Gone Wild. I appreciate those of you who've been sticking with me, and make sure to subscribe. I still have a lot of people who are watching these videos that are not subscribers. It helps me a lot if you subscribe. Please do so. I'll keep putting these out every week as long as I see more subscribers. Hey, towards the end, I'm going to have another section on pets, but I'm going to put it towards the end. And we've got another bonus section from Nate O, who sent us a whole bunch of campers, even more than the last time. So at the end, I've got a whole bonus section where we're just going to go through and check out all of the Nate O campers that Nate O has collected. Thanks for sending those, Nate. We got a lot today. I've had a lot sent to me. Don't forget, you can always send me your RVs. If you got some cool RV or a clip that you want to share with me, make sure you hit me up at rvingwithjoe@gmail.com. Let's get going. Janice M. from Tullahoma, Tennessee sent us this first one. She saw it at Boyd's Campground in Key West, Florida back in 2021. And I don't know where this one was spotted, but Jeremy F. spotted this roadster. Definitely like that rat rod camper. I actually spotted this when I was getting my truck worked on. I had to get the oil changed, and I looked in the lot at the dealership, and this was in the repair yard. This has got to be one of the smallest camper shells I've seen. I was talking to the repair guys about it too. They were all remarking about how small it was. Everyone there was noting it. You can look up TLRV. You'll see that they do have a bunch of different small styles. I guess this might be more for like a day working situation and a little less of a sleeping at night kind of situation. Hey, Gary LeCount sent this to me. He sent me these photos and actually sent me a little note. For any of you folks who are going to be out in Napanee, Indiana, every year they have on the fourth weekend of September a home-built vintage rally. So they would like to grow the folks that are coming there. So again, Gary LeCount from randomactsofcamping.com. I'll put a link in the description as well. He'd like to get the word out if you're anywhere near Indiana and you've got yourself, a vintage or a custom rig and you want to come and visit the rally. Make sure you check out his website. Here's a picture of their 1947 GMC PD 3751 Silverside bus. They've owned it and converted it for over 8 years now. Check out the rally to see even cooler home-built pieces. I saw a few pics bouncing around the socials this week. One of them is this crash that happened. I believe this was in Texas. And this is where the state troopers actually posted this photo. Be careful out there. And this apparently just happened in Iowa yesterday or in the last few days. But this was a tornado that hit Iowa and apparently left this trailer in the trees. That's why if there's a tornado warning in your area, you don't wait it out in your trailer. Kelvin sent this in. This is actually from a movie called Mystery Men with Ben Stiller and a bunch of other actors. It's actually a pretty weird, funny little movie. But this was the actual vehicle that was in it. And here's an image from the movie itself. If you get the chance, check out Mystery Men. It's a weird one. Brian R. sent us in some photos. He apparently delivered this Army trailer to someone who was doing a full RV conversion. He's actually going to look to get more pictures of the inside once they convert it a little more, and will share some more pics with us. Please do, Brian. I want to see that. He apparently delivered another one of these trailers to the same area, so apparently word's getting around that these are awesome to build out. And as he picks up different RVs from auction auto yards, I'm guessing this is his job, he came across this unit. And it shows what happens when you ignore warnings, he says, that the owners attached a gooseneck adapter to a rocker head fifth wheel hitch, and the thing got beaten to death. And people don't realize that by putting an adapter on it, it greatly increases the force applied when braking or accelerating. You want to get that word out, I'm happy to share it. Be safe out there with your setups. Make sure you're doing it right. Tom and Val found this photo booth in Stafford Springs. This was at the Enfield Mall, and I guess it was set up to be a photo booth. A unique use case for a Shasta. Thanks for sending it in. My wife and I just spotted this yesterday when we were in downtown Vancouver. This handyman's done a lot of extra work on his rig, and it's tulip season up here in BC, and so he's got a whole fresh round of tulips on there. I just thought it looked nice. Heck, there's his phone number if you like his handiwork. D-Man sent this to us. If you look here, there's this weird addition on the front over the tongue that somebody's built. He was joking that it might be some kind of smokehouse as it has that wood stove pipe on the top of the trailer. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's just for storage or if they expanded the interior, but it looks interesting. This one's funny. I'm wondering if it's making the rounds in the socials because I had both Canadian Willie and Devin E send me different photos of this same truck. It's this weird converted schoolie. I don't think I've showed this one before, but it's got some kind of monstrosity of cabins built on the back. It always cracks me up when you all send me the same photos from different locations. Charles C. just recently started watching our vids, and he sent us this video where he actually lost a wheel just a week after having his wheel bearings repacked by the local RV shop. It clearly ruined his camping weekend, and this happened at the beginning of October 23. They just got it back from repairs from all this damage in April 2024. That sucks. That's a really long time to have it stuck in the shop. And I got really close to this once where on one of our trailers, we pulled off the side of the road because we saw some wobble, and look, and it was actually smoking, and the wheel was about to come off the hub. So I'm really glad we pulled off the freeway, or we might have been in the same spot. Check your wheels often, everyone. And Ross R. sent us this schoolie. I almost included it in turducken because it's got this whole minivan embedded on the roof, and weird indeed. Thanks, Ross, for sending it in. I want to thank David G. for telling about Rotel tours and this whole idea of these Rotel RV bus situations. I looked it up, and if you're craving adventure and a touch of nostalgia, look no further than the Rotel tours. The pioneers of mobile hospitality were founded all the way back in 1945. They offer one-of-a-kind travel experiences and the fleet of converted bus hotels. Imagine exploring breathtaking landscapes by day and then settling into your cozy cabin on wheels at night. The Rotel buses are kind of like tiny hotels on wheels. They provide a comfortable and convenient way to explore without sacrificing all the freedom of the open road. Unlike traditional RVs, you don't have to worry about driving or setting up camp. Rotel Tours takes care of everything. They allow you to relax. You can just enjoy the journey. I actually am putting a link in the description of this company. It is still around and still doing tours around the world. Certainly isn't cheap, but it sounds like a really interesting way to try to learn a new area, and you don't have to do any of the driving. And it's time for turducken. You all know what turducken is by now, right? That's where you take a turkey, and inside the turkey you cook a duck. Inside the duck you cook a chicken. You cook it all together. It tastes really great. It's a great way to cook and not necessarily the best way to tow. Let's take a look at some turduckens. This was sent us by Kevin V. He spotted this in Linden, Washington, just a couple of days ago. It's got a camper embedded inside the fire truck, and it also has a trailer on the end. So we got a little fire truck turducken going on here. He also pointed out that they too, like my wife and I, have had tandem bike turducken. And that's where you have a tandem bike, and they even added a trailer to that and another trailer to that. It was like a lot of fun, but I wouldn't want to have to take any tight turns with that setup. Brian and Tammy P sent this in. They took this 1980 24-foot cavalcade. They kept the original camper frame. They gutted the inside down to the studs, cut it in half, and then basically moved the back wall up to make it a short little camper with a rear deck to hand their crawlers. They made a crawler hauler out of this RV trailer. It has the original mini bathtub. They added a futon bed, a kitchen counter. It's got a mini fridge and a microwave. He's going to try to send us some inside finished photos, but still, it looks like a great idea. Brad and Judy sent in their crawler hauler setup here. They've got an old Cushman scooter and a Polaris quad, so they always carry those around. Plus, you can see they got that jet ski on the back. Brad says that his wife and him enjoyed the shows, and they subscribed after the first one they watched. So be like Brad, and don't forget to subscribe, everybody. I saw this little weird setup where I guess this is a rollback. I was kind of wondering how he got that car up on the back there. We got the reverse car on the tow truck turducken here. And this desert turducken, let me guess, this guy's going out to Moab. I'm pretty sure I have a picture right in front of this very same arch. I'll see if I can find it. That truck is carrying a whole lot of fun. Terry and Tiki sent this in, this green beast that they found in Red Deer, Alberta. They saw it in a mall parking lot, and they thought we'd love to see it, so we actually took a U-turn just to get these photos for us. Thanks a lot, Terry. You actually saw it again heading to Calgary on Highway 2. And here you've got this bus that's been cut up to be basically a hauler, and it can tow a trailer. Looks like it's on its way to pick up some stuff. And I see they got an air conditioner on top. I'm wondering what that inside must look like in that little bus chamber. Maybe just a little mini RV setup, who knows? Dawn and Dawn saw this out in Oregon on I-84. They were just passing the Weatherby Rest Area in Eastern Oregon. Again, I really love these crawler haulers. Even though I don't have any crawler to mount on the back, I just love the idea. And finally, we got Brian G, who sent us in this Ford limo with a camper on the back, and it has a bike on the front. This thing's lifted and ready to roll, and I'm afraid, I gotta do it, I'm sorry, This one is going to get the RVing with Joe Tip of the Hat Gold Star Award for being the coolest Ford in this episode. Thanks for sending it in, Brian. I'd love to know who owns this. And it's time for RVing with Pets. We got a bunch of people that send us in our pets. We even got some rabbits this time. Let's check it out. We're going to start with Chris P, who sent us in Zona and Indy. Clearly some RVing dogs. Looks like they get their own little couch there. Robert H sent us in a couple of pictures of his dog named Fred. Fred looks like he's just one of the boys. Colleen and John sent us their rabbits named Scout and Hawkeye. Greg didn't send the name of this dog, but here's his RVing dog, including this dog gets a seat at the table. Eric and Connie from Michigan sent us a picture of Dee and Moose. Now, Dee is the Cocker Spaniel who unfortunately has crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. But Moose the Chocolate Lab is still kicking it. He's going strong and he loves to camp. Joe Melissa sent us a picture of Harvey. Looks like he runs the RV here. Looks like it's his RV and they just get to stay in it. Bill and Sue sent us a picture of Barbecue and Mixie-Q. Apparently they're named after Myron Mixon, the winningest man in barbecue history. I'll have to Google that one. And Dennis and Ashley sent in their 3 cats. The big orange cat is named Orange. The white and orange one is named Isaac. And the white one with gray is called Rug because he lays around looking like a rug on the floor. Dennis and Ashley said that we should keep up the awesome videos and they look forward to watching RVs Gone Wild every week. Thanks a lot, Dennis and Ashley. It's comments like that keep me going. Tom and Val sent this little animated gif in of Bruno and Brody. Ken K sent this in. There's his dog, Captain Jack. Stephen Kim from Granbury, Texas, sent this picture in of George, the one in the windshield, and Ellie is the one in the driver's seat. These dogs love RVing and meeting all the folks along the way. They said they've got an Outlaw brand RV at Class A toy hauler, so it offers a nice big rear garage for the dogs to chill. And they said the secret about having a St. Bernard is the dog is a celebrity wherever they go. And Holy Toly shared their dogs. Flair is one with blue eyes and Toodles with brown eyes. They said thank you and they love the channel. Well, thanks a lot. Again, I love hearing the comments. That's what keeps me going. Make sure you can send your pet pics to me at rvingwithjoe@gmail.com or just send me any old comment. I really love hearing from everybody. And finally, we have now come upon another epic collection from Nate O. He has sent us a huge collection that's far beyond anything I can comment on. So feel free to comment below, not just about the videos, but thanks, Nate, for putting all these pictures together for us. So now I'm going to kick back and join you in watching the Nate O slideshow of awesome classic RVs from all over the world. Thanks again, Nate, for sending these in. I love it. I love sharing with everybody. I'm glad you like sharing with everybody. So feel free to comment below, not just about the videos, but thanks, Nate, for putting all these pictures together for us. Thanks again, Nate. That was a great collection. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you click subscribe, click like on this video, do all the things that help the algorithm. If you really want this channel to keep going and you enjoy watching these videos, I'm gonna need your help to make this channel grow. So please share this channel, throw it up on your Facebook, share it with your friends. Let people know that RVing with Joe and RVs Gone Wild is the place to be on YouTube. As long as you folks help me keep growing, I'll keep putting out these videos. Got more videos coming up, so stay tuned. Thanks, everyone.